Hello. This is Attorney Mike Grevin coming to you from Chicago. As usual, I've got some fun stuff. It's mostly just awkward. Let's do it.
There shall not be any cutting of trees. Don't cut any trees. I'll pass the order. No cutting of trees, no felling of trees in Patna number 12.
Watkins.
Yes.
All right, good morning. You
Kristen in Traverse City is responsible for a lot of this business. This one's good.
David Watkins.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Watkins, you're here because you failed to appear for your pretrial conference on January 25th. Can you tell me what happened?
I was here January 25th. They moved it to January 25th. They said I needed an attorney.
When you say you were here on January 25th, you mean you were in the jail?
No, I was here for the pretrial.
You were?
Hang on a minute. Let me look in here.
Well, for some reason,
Yeah, they have
I've already
reset
got-
this too.
I've had paperwork saying I have court the 25th of February.
All right, let me hear. Wow.
okay, let me do a little research here. I don't even see a bench warrant for fail to appear.
Yeah, I'm looking. Bench warrant arraignment held. I get that he failed to appear for his pretrial. Where did I see that? Oh, it didn't say that. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, this gets worse, but it does sound like they're on sedatives the whole time.
Oh, I see. There is a bond violation here. Shows. Okay, so here's some more information. It says that on January 29th, you were pulled over for loud exhaust and said you told the officer you were just driving up the road to purchase some Budweiser, and the officer observed a 15-pack of Budweiser cans on your passenger seat. Now, can you see why I'd be concerned at a time when your bond says you're not supposed to have alcohol because you're on bond for drunk driving?
Yes, sir.
So
I just love that. You see where that might be a problem for me. It's kind of my job to keep you from doing that sort of thing.
why should I let you out if you're not going to listen to any of my bond conditions? No explanation.
It's a fair question.
I don't know.
Honest.
Well, if I let you out, you see what happens when you don't follow. Are you going to follow your bond conditions?
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
All right, I'm going to take your word for it.
Why?
Let's see. I'll reinstate the bond, which was $5,000 personal recognizance, with all of the same conditions, except
Looks like he was just on discretionary.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't put that together, but around about the time of that arrest, I bet it was real cheap.
Okay, so
Oh no, daily AM.
is it daily?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'll continue with the daily preliminary breath test and leave it at that. So we'll get a disposition over to the jail this morning, and I would expect you'll be out later sometime today, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. If you want to let the jail know you're all set,
Okay.
I would appreciate that.
Just go ahead and sloth on out there.
Case is entitled State of Kansas versus Luke.
Okay, this is just weird. You guys might wonder why I even did it. I I watched this and it's so awkward. Maybe you won't see it, but for me it was just so awkward.
Tyrell Richardson, 24 CR 446. And good afternoon, Mr. Richardson.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Richardson, you are charged by way of information on or about January 29, 2024 in Butler County, Kansas with interference with law enforcement, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Count 2, you're charged, same date and location, with violation of Kansas Turnpike Authority traffic rules and regulations, and that is a Class C non-person misdemeanor. And those are the only charges pending against you. Do you understand the charges?
Yes.
Mr. Richardson, you do have the right to counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed to represent you. Are you currently employed?
Sort of, but I wouldn't want to mention it right now, but yeah, sort of, yes.
And do you have a job when you're not in custody?
Yes, I do have a job.
Where do you work?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
Oh, I work, I sell burritos sometimes.
Do you have any money saved back to hire an attorney?
I'm not going to hire an attorney out of my own personal funds for this. I think it'll be necessary.
Okay. Do you have a current job?
Yeah, I actually do. I said sort of have a job. I don't want to mention it because I want it to be involved with this case right now.
I'm trying to determine if you qualify for court-appointed counsel or not.
Okay. I mean, it'd be nice for me to have a court-appointed attorney. I mean, it'd be nice.
Well, what type of work do you do?
I think it'd be swell, Judge.
I don't think it'd be relevant to the case for me to mention it.
What is your approximate wage, salary, or hourly income?
I don't get paid hourly. I mean, I don't get paid hourly. It's more of a type. It's a weird type of job. I mean, I wouldn't even say it like that. But I don't get paid by the hour or nothing like that. No. So.
I'm a drug dealer, Judge. I'm a drug dealer, and I can't say it in open court.
It's a weird job that you're not paid either.
Okay. I don't know that. It was just a thought that crossed my mind.
How many hours do you typically work a week?
Not a lot. So it's kind of I wouldn't say self-employed, but it's kind of I mean, I want to talk about. I mean, I'd rather talk about the case right now. I mean, because to talk about my job is kind of weird.
I'm trying to.
I have a couple. I'm a gang enforcer. I pimp some, and I deal drugs, Judge. But you see why I don't want to discuss it here, especially when I get picked up on that talk with Mike.
I'm trying to figure out if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney or not. And it sounds like from what you've advised, you're not gainfully employed with any type of regular income.
Okay.
And from what I've been able to elicit from you is that you don't have any type of savings put back to hire an attorney. So the court does appoint Darren Patterson to represent you at all stages of the proceedings. Darren Patterson is appointed to represent you at all stages of the proceedings. Court sets your next appearance date by Zoom on Monday, April 15, 2024 at 8 a.m. before Judge Webster. Monday, April 15, 2024, 8 a.m. before Judge Webster by Zoom. Next item of business.
Okay, is it fixed now? Somebody told me that from yesterday and I forgot and didn't fix it. Is it back to my microphone?
Since the court needs to set appropriate bond for you. And what is your current address, Mr. Richardson?
48245 Avenue J, Fort Worth, Texas 76105.
Okay. And how long have you lived there?
From 2016 through now.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, I didn't get that address.
Yeah, could you repeat that again, Mr. Richardson?
Dan's got another dude.
48245 Avenue J, Fort Worth, Texas 76105.
And one more time, Mr. Richardson.
4245
Thank you.
Avenue J, Fort Worth, Texas 76105.
Thank you. Do you have any family that reside in Butler County, Kansas?
No.
Okay. And were you driving through Butler County on the turnpike?
I don't want to explain it exactly, but I was approached by.
That's fine. I'm not trying to get any.
Judge, you're on a need-to-know basis. You keep asking me personal things. What am I? Have I been accused of a crime here or something?
Type of admission from you. I'm trying to determine appropriate bond,
Okay.
and I'm trying to establish if you've got any ties to this community that would be positive in bringing in you coming back to stand for trial if need be. That's what I'm doing.
It was my first. I just got here. It was my first day here when I was arrested, I believe.
Okay.
For the first time in the hospital, when I went to the bathroom at the emergency room, I was arrested. That was my first day here, and then I got a date to come back to court, and I was traveling, and someone gave me a ride, and I was on the side of the highway, and I was rearrested. Kind of the same situation. I was in the bathroom.
Okay. And recommendation for bond, Mr. Canfield?
Well,
thank you, Your Honor. I will say this is not my case. I have spoken with the prosecuting attorney on this case. Their recommendation is $2,000 cash surety. For the court's information, this case did originate as an arrest from both just walking on the side of the highway and for resisting giving any information. But should the court feel that a bond different than a $2,000 cash surety is appropriate, I would not object.
Ma'am, are you a whore?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Canfield. Mr. Richardson, it would appear to me that some type of a surety bond is appropriate, as you don't have any type of ties to the community. And therefore, I think an appropriate bond would be $1,000 cash or surety bond. $1,000 cash or surety bond. And Mr. Richardson, do you have any questions?
No, right now.
There being nothing further to come before the court is in recess. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm assuming that's a yes. Okay.
All right, Mr. Graff, it sounds like your client wishes to talk to you before we
Deputy Mr.
get
Dalton?
started. Yeah.
Okay, you refused to talk to me on Friday and yesterday, so.
Oh, okay.
First, I had. Okay. Well, here's why I'm interested.
Well, hang on. I'm a little confused here.
Yeah. We've spoken some.
Okay, hang on. Mr. Graff is right here. I want you to talk to
Kristen's little note to me when she sent this is the judge actually raises his voice here.
him first.
I was considering going with Sean Ward, and so I let him know. And I said on the phone, I left him a message last night, but it was late. I didn't want to interrupt his family time. I said basically, if it needs to be, because I have three essentially things I really should be dismissed.
Okay, hang on. All right, Mr. Graff and Mr. Dahlstrom, I want you to come up to the podium. This is file 9139 of 2023, People versus Benjamin Dahlstrom. And
man bun alert.
Apparently there's a problem with the attorney-client relationship, Mr. Graff.
I don't know. I scheduled a meeting Friday afternoon, and Mr. Dalton didn't want to speak to me. I tried again yesterday, so I didn't have to come into court today and have this conversation, and he declined to speak to me. So my presumption is if he doesn't want to talk to me again today, I probably would have to withdraw it. I have him on two cases, one for pretrial today, and then the new case, I think, is set for the 13th. It is my understanding, Your Honor, and I haven't spoken to Mr. Dahlstrom about this, but apparently, according to his mother, who I spoke to yesterday, he has worked well with Mr. Warden and Mr. Kane in the past.
And not so much with Kane. What?
That was information.
I left a message last night. It was somewhat at length, 20 minutes, for you. I had said I had not had problems with you, but I actually was considering going with him. And if there was, because there's...
Okay, well, here's the thing. When you're asking for indigent...
This jackass acts like he has a choice. They all do. They all do. They get all fussy. And then they think they're like really cool because they're familiar with the other public defenders. That's not a flex. Hey, I get arrested for stuff so much and I don't have any money to ever pay for an attorney. So I know all the public defenders and I've got a favorite. That's not something you really want to say.
Counsel, you do not get to pick your attorney. You haven't even spoken to Mr. Graff. He's a highly experienced attorney. He's been doing this for decades, I believe. And you can talk to him first before I'm going to appoint another attorney for you, because I'm not going to specify Kane or Warden or some attorney of your choice. You're going to get whoever is next on the roster.
Okay, and we spoke over the summer, and I mentioned a legal term, and he said, I have no knowledge of this term. And I said, well, is there a chance you can look it up? And he's like, well, I don't know. And that was one of the reasons why I said, well, maybe it's not a good fit.
Okay, your request for new counsel is denied. Until you have a real conversation with Mr. Graff, I'm not going to just on a whim give you another attorney.
We spoke for about
Okay, we're done. Do you want to talk to your attorney or not? We'll reschedule the bond hearing.
I will talk to him now, or whenever he gets a chance. But we did speak at length over the summer. And
If you want to hire your own attorney, that's fine.
Can't you? You can say, I spoke to him in the summer.
You did talk about that.
Yes, we did. You can say it louder.
Oh, but there's more. Don't you worry. Because you're all wondering if they worked it
So
out.
now, Mr.
Yeah,
Graff.
work it out.
Right, Mr. Dahlstrom, come back up to the podium. So we're back on the record in People versus Dahlstrom. So Mr. Graff, after speaking with your client, let's talk about the attorney issue first. You feel that you can adequately represent Mr. Dahlstrom?
I do. If he's willing to communicate with me, I have no problem. I think that we have to stay focused on why we're here today. And so obviously I think once we go over that hurdle and we explained obviously why we're here, the pretrial as well as the bond issue, I'm hopeful that maybe we can work this out and work together.
Oh.
Exciting and new.
Dahlstrom, do you want a new attorney still?
I am comfortable with Mr. Graff for the current things that we're going over. I do have a few other things, and so we might end up being that for now it's with Graff, and others later it's with Trump work. But for now, yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is the date for both a bond hearing and a pretrial conference. Let's see, the bond hearing was for failure to appear back in, I think it was May. Can't remember the hearing exactly.
It's kind of a pretrial conference, John.
A pretrial, okay. So what was the reason for the fail to appear?
Your Honor, he indicated he just died of transportation. I was in communication with him. He sent me some emails with some information that maybe wasn't pertinent to this case, but unfortunately he did not show up to court that day, and we don't have another reason other than he just couldn't get here.
My car terrain it broke down, and basically I did not have a vehicle for about 10 months, and only have recently have I been able to have transportation.
But where's Hennesser Road?
It's out west of here, quite a ways, near Lake.
Okay. Well, you certainly couldn't have thought the case just disappeared. Did you try to contact the court?
I had, for another item, I had gone through a Zoom meeting, and that had worked, but in this instance, I wasn't able to get a vehicle, and I guess I was waiting for a follow-up to that court appointment.
There was also failure to appear in April 17th. A bench warrant was issued. I don't know if you were arrested then, but then there was the pretrial conference, and that was a bench warrant. And now here we are, 10 months later. So how long have you been in jail as a result of this arrest?
This most recent one, I was taken Friday night, not this most recent. I've been in jail for I think over 10 days, 29 days.
Okay, that sounds about right. So I assume you don't want that to happen again.
Correct, yeah.
So are you still at the same address on Heisner Road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll reinstate the bond then.
Your Honor, if I may, could we make it like $100, 10%? He's got another bond on a new case. It's $2,500, 10%.
Okay.
So that way, if he can't, I'd like him to get credit, but I don't think $10 would be the tipping point.
Okay. So we'll make it $100, 10%. The reason for that is you're getting credit on this case because there's some monetary bond. And as long as you don't post that $10, you'll get credit on this case. You want to, if you're going to get out, you need to deal with the greater bond first, okay? And then I'd convert it to PR if you wanted to do that at some point. Okay, so with regard to the pretrial conference, have you talked to the prosecutor? Is there any plea offer, Mr. Graff?
Your Honor, we have. There was an offer made today. In this case, it's the same offer that was made back in May of last year to attempted retail fraud second degree. At this point, we're setting for final conference, given the new case is just coming about, and that's good for pretrial in about 2 weeks. And so hopefully we might be able to deal with all these together.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and adjourn this out. What date is that other pretrial?
I believe I have the 13th, February 13th in my calendar.
Okay, let's set it for a pretrial on that date then. And then if that doesn't work out, we'll go to the final conference.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So if there's nothing else, we're all set for today, Mr. Dahlstrom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh my gosh, it is a double rainbow. I cannot believe it. It's a freaking double rainbow.
Well, there you have it. Just some fun, awkward clips. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. That's what I could scrape together. I had a hectic day. I hope you all are well. I'll see you soon.